Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. My name is Uche, and on today's video I'll be teaching you step by step on how I made this wide leg palazzo pant. Trust me guys, this video is as simple and as detailed as possible. Have you been finding it difficult to make a pant? This video is for you. At the end of today's video, you'll be able to make your pant without any struggle. And even as a beginner, after watching today's video, you'll be able to make your pants as well. If today is your first time of coming across my video, kindly subscribe to my channel, like, share, and comment. And to all my returning subscribers, thank you for always stopping by to watch my videos. I love you all. And without wasting much of your time, let us get right into today's video. I will roll out my waistline. Placing my tape on my waistline, I'm going to mark my hip line 9 inches, and to get your crotch, divide your hip measurement by 4 and add 1 inch to it. I'll mark it, and I will use my straight ruler to rule them across. Moving to my waistline, I will divide my hip measurement by 4 plus 1 inch for stitching allowance. I will bring it down to my hip line and also on my crotch line. My hip measurement divided by 4 plus 1 inch for stitching allowance, and I'll connect the points into a straight line. To get your crotch extension, divide your hip measurement by 4. Anything you get, go ahead and divide it by 4 again. For example, my hip measurement is 40 inches. When I divide it by 4, what I get is 10 inches. And when I further divide that 10 inches by 4, what I get is 2.5 inches. So that is my own crotch extension. Go ahead and divide yours. So to get my crotch curve, I will mark 1 inch upward diagonally like so. And I will use my curve rule to connect the points to my hip line. I'll come to my waistline. I'll be taking my waist measurement. So from that point, I'm going to be marking out my waist measurement divided by 4 plus 1 inch. So I will mark my waist measurement divided by 4 and I will add 1 inch for stitching allowance. And after that, I will use my curve rule to connect it to my hip line like so. So another thing I did was to go inward on my crotch line by ½ inch. Just watch what I'm doing. I went inward on my crotch line by ½ inch in order to give our pants a nice shape on the hip area. Next, I'll be taking my pant length. So placing my tape on my waistline, I'll measure my pant length. You can notice that I added extra paper in order to complete the length of my pants. And the total measurement I have there is 46 inches. So guys, I'll be bringing what I have on my crotch down to the hem of my pant. I'll mark it out and I'll keep marking it in order to get a straight line. Note that the 46 inches I marked out for the length of my pants is not constant, so do wait to mark out your preferred pant length. So another thing I will do is to come down by 1 inch on my waistline, and I will use my curve rule to connect it to the side of the pant. You can also use your straight ruler to do this, and I'll proceed to cut it out. So guys, remember that ½ inch I went in by on my crotch line, I'll be extending it downward. And after that, I'll go ahead to cut it out. I will measure what I have on my crotch line and I will mark the midpoint. And I'll use my straight ruler to connect it downward. I will use my scissors to split it. So guys, on this particular tutorial, I'll be teaching you the slash and spread method. So I folded my fabric into 2 in order to cut the front side of the pant. Like I said earlier, we're going to be achieving the fullness on our pants. through the slash and spread method. So when you are folding your fabric, make sure that you add extra 7 inches to what you have on your crotch. So any measurement you have on your crotch, add extra 7 inches. Another thing is that when you are placing your pattern paper on your fabric, make sure that you centralize it. Like place your pattern paper on the middle of your fabric so that you can spread it evenly. So I'm gonna head to spread one side of the slashed pattern. I will use my pin to secure it down, and I'll also spread the other side of the slash pattern. I'll also use my pin to secure it. In case if you don't understand what I am saying, just watch what I just did. I spreaded one leg of the slash pattern, and I also went ahead to spread the other one. And the distance of what I have on the slash papers is 6 inches. So if you want yours to be wider than mine, you can go ahead to increase the measurement. And if you want it to be smaller, you can also reduce the measurement. You will notice that my paper was not relaxing on my fabric, so I slitted it inward again. And after slitting it inward, I'll use my pin to secure it. I will proceed to cut it out. On the waistline, I will leave half inch for joining the waistband. On the down part, I will leave 1.5 inches for hemming the down part of the pant. And on the center of the pant, I will leave half inch. On the crotch area, I will leave half inch as well. I won't be adding any allowance on the side because I've added it when I was drafting my pattern. So guys, I've folded another fabric into two in order to cut the back side off. Note that the back crotch of a pant is always wider than the front crotch. So for that, when you are folding the fabric to cut out the back side of your pant, do wait to add extra 4 inches. And before I place the front piece of the pant on the folded fabric, I also came down by about 2 inches. I'm indicating my front crotch. I'll be extending the back crotch by 2 inches. You can also mark out 2.5 to 3 inches depending on your body size. So if you're on the bigger side, you can mark out 2.5 inches to 3 inches, and I'll connect it like so. On the crotch area, I'll be marking out 1.5 inches. I'll go ahead to connect it to the crotch extension. And also on the center of the pant, I'll also be marking out 1.5 inches. Moving to the waistline, remember that I cut out 1 inch on the front waistline when I was drafting my pattern. So for the back, I'll be extending the waistline by 1.5 inches. I will use my straight ruler to connect it to the side of the pants. Just watch the way I am placing my ruler right now. I'll proceed to cut it out. After cutting it out, I will indicate the front side of my pants by marking a chalk on it. I will also flip it to the other side of the front, and I'll mark a chalk on it as well. The next step is to join our pants on the sides. So I picked one side of the front and one side of the back. I will arrange them properly, right side facing right side. Remember that the allowance I added when I was drafting out my pattern was 1 inch. So anything you added for your own allowance, use it to join it on the sides. And I'll do the same thing for the other side of the back piece and front piece as well. And I'll be back. Welcome back guys. I'm gonna head to sew it on the sides. As you can see, I sewed one side of the front and one side of the back together on the sides. So this is what I have. I also did the same thing for the other side. So remember the mark I made on the front side of the pant. This is the other side. What I will do is to join them right side facing right side, the front side of the pant facing the front side of the pant, and also the back side of the pant facing the back side of the pant. And I'll be marking out half inch on the front crotch line. I'm marking out half inch on the front crotch line. I'll go over to my sewing machine. I will stitch it down only on the front side. And after doing that, this is what I have, and the back is still the same. What I did next was to pin the back side of my crotch. And from my waistline, I'll come down to my hip line, 9 inches. So I'll be dividing my round body measurement by 2. I'll place my tape after the stitch I made on the front crotch. So I'll place my tape after the stitch I made on the front crotch, and I will divide my round waist measurement by 2. I'll mark it out. I will also divide my round hip measurement by 2, placing my tape after the stitch I made on the crotch line as well. As you can see me doing like this, I will divide my round hip measurement by 2, and I will chalk it down. I'll connect my waist and my hip measurement together. And every other side of the crotch, I'll be marking out half inch. Hope that is clear. After my waist measurement and my hip measurement, every other side of the crotch, I'll be joining it with half inch. And after that, I will go over to my sewing machine. I will stitch it down. So guys, I've gone ahead to do that, and this is it. So that is my front crotch, and the other side is my back crotch. I will pull up my pant. This is it. I will match the crotch area together, and I will use my pin to hold it down. I will arrange the leg of my pants properly. I will stitch from one side of the leg to the other side of the leg by half inch. And after that, I'll be marking out where I want to place my zipper. So you can choose anywhere you want to place your zipper, but for me, I want to use this left side of my pant. So I'll be placing my zipper on the left side of my pant, and this pant is going to have a 2 inches waistband. So I minus placing it on my waistline. I will mark out the length of my zipper, 9 inches. And I will loosen that stitch I made there earlier up to the point where I marked the length of my zipper. After opening it up, I will take what I have on my waistline. I'll measure what I have on my waistline because I want to cut out my waistband. And after measuring it out, I will use it to cut out my waistband. I've gone ahead to cut out my waistband and unfold. What I have is 2.5 inches. So after attaching it on the waistline, I'll be left with 2 inches. I will use half inch to sew it to my waistline. So I'll place it right side facing right side on my waistline like so. And I'll go over to my sewing machine. I will sew it around my waistline, and I'll also hem the down part of my pants. I'll do the same thing for the other side. After that, this is what I have. I've folded the down part, as you can see, and I've also attached my waistband. What I will do next is to give this pant a very nice press. And after that, I'll also insert my zipper to the side of my pant. And this is what I have. So this is my zipper. I've inserted it on the side of my pants. So if this tutorial was helpful to you, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like, share, and comment. And I will see you on the next one. Bye for now.